Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Be clear about who you are. I keep hearing this thing in my head. You are in the world, but you are not of the world. Seriously, it is like a song ringing in my ears over and over again, and I can't seem to turn it off. So listen, I'm not going to be the only one hearing this song in my head over and over again. I am sharing it with you today. For the last few days, my wife and I have been in a foreign country on assignment. A beautiful tropical island. The people are wonderful and the place to die for. Mountainous terrains, and you are not too far from the beautiful ocean. Lush green trees and a quaint breed of sheep without the traditional wool roams the countryside. It has been a great experience. But here is something that I noticed. There are three distinct groups of persons. There are those who are citizens of this country. They have the accent, they proudly introduce their native food to you, they have a lifestyle that is unique to this country, they have a distinct way of behaving, they vote for their favorite politicians regularly, and you hear the politics soon after meeting them. They belong to this country. Then there are many tourists around, people on vacation in the tropics, here to have a good time. There are some people who live here, but this is not their original home. Many of them in this third group came here in search of employment, and they work at different levels, laborers, professionals, and so on. Many of those we met do not take on the identity as citizens of the country. They choose to retain their original identity based on the country they are from. Without realizing it, when you talk to them, you hear them casually refer to their original country as home. Easily, without thinking, without being facetious, but they know that this is not home. I suspect those immigrants intend to return to their homeland one of these days. My fellow Christians, you are in the third group, and we are going to talk about it because I want you to function as an immigrant. I want you to be fully aware that this is not home. You don't know how much longer you will be here. Some immigrants go to a country planning that they will work for a few years, earn some good money, and go home to live a good life. Some immigrants, they stay in a country because they want to see their children finish school and be able to manage on their own financially. Some immigrants are living away from home because they were escaping some difficulties, but by and large, they say this is not their home. Let me get straight to the point. Paul writes to a group of immigrants, Christians, and he had something to say to them about them. If he is an ambassador in this foreign country, Paul is sending out a strong message to everyone who is not of this world. I want you to take me as your example of how you should live in this foreign country, and anyone who you see live the way I live, use them as a model. I want you to always remember that this is not your home. This is not where you are from. This is a temporary residence, however long you are here. Please do not lose your identity. He goes on to talk about many of us Christians in a painful way. He says that many of us as Christians, we do not live like Christians. We have covered over our identity as Christians by blending in with the world. How does he identify those? He says that they bring shame to the cross. Meaning they engage in a sinful lifestyle all year round, that nobody would really know that they are Christians. Some immigrants are so simulated in the culture and lifestyle of this earth they live in that it is hard to believe that they were not born here, that it's hard to believe that they are born again. They master the accent of the foreign country. They have fully embraced the lifestyle and culture of the adopted country. Paul says that their main focus is to get all they can of the fun and pleasure that are available, to feed solely on worldly food. He says that those of our brothers and sisters are best described as folks whose minds are set on earthly things. It is so bad that even the natives think that they are one of us. In one of his writings, Paul says that we are ambassadors. An ambassador is on assignment in a foreign country and must always be the distinct representative of the country that sent him. Of course, there are some rogue ambassadors who neglect their assignment and bring shame to the office of ambassadors and are eventually recalled. What kind of ambassador are you? But Paul says, this is not what we ought to be. Never forget that your citizenship is in heaven. You have a heavenly passport certified by the blood of Jesus. You are born again, and don't ever forget that. You're a Christian immigrant living in a foreign country called the world. He says that as citizens living in this foreign country, always live in joyful anticipation that one of these days the king of your country will call you home, or he will come for you himself. Jesus is coming back one of these days to take away all the citizens of heaven to go live forever in heaven. Oh, and it gets better. Paul goes on to paint a vivid picture of contrasts. He says that while we are living in this world, this foreign country, we have lowly bodies, bodies that decay, bodies that suffer sickness, bodies that experience hardships, lowly bodies, he says. But you know what will happen on that very special day that we all are looking forward to? Your lowly bodies will be replaced by a brand new special body. The mortal shall change into immortal, and the perishable into imperishable. You can't go to heaven, your home country, with a body that belongs to the foreign country. You will get your new body that will last forever. Glory! If you think I'm making this stuff up, stop and go read Philippians 3 verses 17 to 21. One of these days, my friends, we are going home to spend eternity with Jesus. Until then, be absolutely clear that you know who you are. You are in the world, but you are not of the world. Your citizenship is in heaven.